Man, we moving timeshares like Silverleaf and shit. Man, we full of that AI over here, man. Kind of lame. Yes.
You know, let's get one thing straight. First and foremost, you know, me and Keefy D played on the same Pop Warner football team.
One that kind of with Suge Knight, me and him were childhood friends.
So you were friends with Suge?
Yes.
As a kid. Did you guys go to high school together? Or?
We went to, I'm one of the few that can say we all went to same elementary, same junior high school, and the same high school.
Oh, okay.
So I went to Stephen C. Foster, which was in Compton, but then we lived on the borderline of Linwood, Compton. And so he and our parents decided first, I guess, to go to Hustler Junior High School in Linwood. And then we went on to Linwood High School, which was really closer to us. We were supposed to be going to Dominguez High School in Compton, but we went to Linwood. It was a better football school. And we played high school football together.
About 3-4 years.
Okay.
And Watts, it lasted even longer. You know what I'm saying?
96?
Me and Suge played football together, man.
Right, so that's like 4 years after the peace treaty. So yeah.
I've been to his house, been to his uncle's house, the twins' house. You know what I'm saying? We all played Greater Compton football together.
Right. But he wasn't Mob Piru during that time.
No.
He was just a regular kid.
But it was 20 dudes that was Crips on that team. They would not have, even Neckbone was on that team. You know what I'm saying? They been out and said there was no fucking Bloods back then.
He played football in high school.
Yes, sir.
And did you also or no?
I was on the football team as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Who was the better player?
In high school, I think I was, but I was a year younger.
Okay.
I was a year behind you. But Suge became, at El Camino, he was the talk of the town at El Camino Community College. And once he went to UNLV, he even took his game to another level.
Yeah, and he eventually went pro, right?
He went pro. Unfortunately, he went through that time when they had the scab, when I guess they was on strike. And so most of his professional games was playing during the strike or the scab players. But he also got 2 shots. Most people don't know. They know about the shot with the Rams, but he also got a shot with the 49ers. And
Halt the brakes, serpent activity at a halt. Now, let's dig deep into this commentary. You know, open your mind a little. Reggie Wright Jr., Marion Suge Knight, and Dwayne Keith Davis. You know, the 3 amigos, friends from a young age, Reggie Wright Jr. being a grade under these 2 who were friends from Pop Warner football, spending the night at each other's house, eating hot dogs, playing Nintendo, homeboys. Crip side, blood side. And I remember Suge saying these exact words. He said, if there was a particular rat, obviously, you know, we assumed he was talking about Keefy D. If there was a particular rat saying that he did the shooting, him, and they did this and whoopty wop, he said, why do you think they're not in jail, son? This was on TMZ. He said, why do you think they're not in jail, son? He said, oh, it's because they snitching to the police, Suge. He said, nah, be smarter than that. It's bigger than snitching. He said, because Tupac not dead. He said, Tupac is not dead. You know he's in Cuba, smoking on a Cuban on the island or something. That's what Suge Knight said. The first time he mentioned anything concerning with a Keefy D, that's what he said. Period. You know what I mean? We see how the narrative got changed from Detective Poole, who, you know what I'm saying, was there today. Frank Liga killed Kevin Gaines. Yeah, Poole. So as much as we want to put validity into Detective Poole, we don't know how much on the take he was either. Detective Poole has some dirt behind him as well. He's a pig. What do you expect? Reggie Wright Jr., though, has jealousy with these two dudes from years back. You can see in high school, they asked him, they said, Reggie Wright Jr., I think it was Vlad, he said, were you better than Suge when you was in high school? And Reggie Wright replied, yeah, I was better than him in high school, but he ended up, being better, but I was a grade under him. So that was his excuse for not being better than him at the time, right? But he went to college as well. Reggie Wright had weak ankles. And he said this, he had a foot problem. That's the reason why he wanted to get off the Compton PD, in which he was enlisted in since he was 19 years old. Compton PD is the only real job Reggie Wright Jr. ever had in his life. Up under his daddy. At the end of the day, let me break down Reggie Wright Jr.'s jealousy. You have Mrs. Knight, and you have Mrs. Wright. Mrs. Wright, allegedly, and you can check out my series, my Reggie Wright versus Gene Deal series, and it's in there, my interview and how I, showcased Reggie Wright's whole demeanor with the thing with his wife. Keefe D, allegedly, was fucking with Reggie Wright's wife, and he didn't like that shit. Shit bothered him to the fucking core, man. Now we go to Sharita, and y'all remember him saying to Sharita, he said, go ahead and take a picture of that thing for me. She said, oh, you don't want to see this? And they start laughing, right? Oh, you don't want to see this? Man, come on, man. You're alluding, there's too much openness and talk. You know what I'm saying? Right there. So something funny was going on with him and Sharita. It's kind of like, Eve and the serpent. You never really know exactly what happened. You just assume. Reggie has some sort of affinity for this woman. Put it that way. Probably since high school. Since Suge been with her. He always wanted somebody like that. Instead, he got the check from Linwood and Hood. And that probably wasn't what he was looking for, especially being a pig. Now, he don't like Keefe D now. He don't like Suge. You know what I'm saying? And he's being manipulated by Sharita. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can own the whole label. These motherfuckers don't know what they doing. Trying to gas her up, and she's gassing them up backwards like, oh, I bet you could take care of everything for me. I'm guaranteeing it, because if you look at it, Kevin Gaines connection. Everybody wants to write it off on Amir Muhammad, man. Everybody wants to write off Biggie's murder on Amir Muhammad, right? And you'll say, well, how does that tie to Tupac and Suge? I'm going to show you. After the Tupac hit, they had to make it look like an East Coast, West Coast thing. Suge and Puffy already had some kind of little rivalry growing, so it was perfect. The ambush was perfect. The story was already set for them to create chaos and cause confusion. Okay? Create chaos and cause confusion. So what did they do? They go to Suge Knight's brother-in-law, Norris Anderson. They say, Norris, who can we get to be the patsy? The dude getting roughed up and beat the fuck up in Vegas has no number 13 on his jersey. Peep this out. The Orlando, right, Dan Marino jersey. Listen to that laughter. Orlando, Florida, Dan Marino, are you fucking kidding me? Come on, man. All this shit was a setup from a go. They needed the number 13 to be a mark. That jersey was a mark in all those clothes. It was like, where's Waldo? We picked him out easily and simply. Look at Norris Anderson's bald-ass, cul-de-sac-ass head standing next to Orlando with the number 13 jersey on the night of the motherfucking hit. Right? What did Gaddafi say? He looked like a bitch in the face. He was a light-skinned nigga, probably with a goatee type of shit. Suge said it was only but 2 motherfuckers in the vehicle. Definitely wasn't Keefe D, man, or T Brown. Them niggas is dark-skinned. They not light-skinned at all. Matter of fact, nobody in the car was light-skinned if it was them 4 niggas. The thing is, they probably had multiple hits on them that night from different niggas. I bet you they did. But I'm gonna show you how Keefe D ends up taking the rap for that shit, right? The story around Orlando and this shit had been going around LA for years. You know, LA, Orlando got jumped, blah, blah, blah. Nothing didn't happen to Orlando. Orlando stood to the side while some nigga in a white t-shirt got ramsacked. Orlando got paid 60 G's for that. That wasn't Orlando. He got paid 60 G's to pretend it was him, but it was some other nigga. It was a fall guy. Facts. That's why it was like 3-4 Pacs in the MGM Grand that night. It was all type of fall guys in there. Orlando with the Dan Marino jersey. Get the fuck out of here. Who died on Orleander Street. Fuck out of here. That shit is stupid. This shit was an act of stupidity. Anyway, let's keep it going. But Reggie Wright Jr.'s jealous ass. He tell all the security guards, pull all the security with any guns off of Pac. After he know that Tupac and Suge just ramsacked, allegedly, a nigga from Southside. Cause Tupac and Suge and them went back to their room and it was 2 hours before they left back out to head to 662, motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? So like, you knew 5 minutes after Tupac got clapped, you was able to call your daddy and say Southside did it. But for 2 hours that Pac left the MGM Grand and went to his hotel to get dressed and hang out with Suge and drink Hennessy, smoke blunts, get ready to do his show. You telling me you couldn't make sure that he had armed security for 2 hours because you know that there's going to be some retaliation, right? Mr. Reggie Wright Jr.? Anyways, so Suge Knight, you know what I'm saying, don't know what's going on. He's unsuspecting because his wife got Reggie Wright on the goddamn tape, sniffing them motherfucking drawers. Sniffing them motherfucking drawers. If you look at how it folded out, when Dre left the label, right? When Dr. Dre left the label and Suge Knight started fucking around with Michelle A, that's what fucked up the label because Michelle A was close with Sharitha. That pissed her off. Real shit. Anyways, Norris Anderson. Call up Orlando Anderson. You feel what I'm saying? And Keefe D and say, look, blah, 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 blah. I don't need to say it. This ain't the Dry Snitch channel. You can figure it out for yourself. Blah, 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 blah. Motherfucker. Then, with that being said, they clapped him. They didn't succeed with Suge. Suge said some stupid shit like, they hit me with a 45-inch bullet in my head. You can't get hit in the head with a 45-inch bullet, man. It's impossible. But a 45 caliber round might have shot you in the head, brother. That's probably more of what happened, you know what I'm saying? Now, Reggie Wright Jr. didn't succeed with his plan, and you saw what happened at Death Row. Instead, he had to end up taking it over and really fucking it up. He was using it the whole time to, launder his fucking money, selling weed out there to Memphis and all kind of other dumb shit. Vlad tried to give him credit like, oh, you're in the history of this Death Row shit. No, he's not. Reggie wasn't even around. Pac didn't trust cops. The reason why we know it's Rafael Perez and David Mack that clapped Pac is because he told the outlaws, get down, man, the police gonna shoot y'all. Think about it. David Mack and Rafael Perez was around death row. Everybody seen him. Trey D, Big C Styles, all kind of people seen them around death row records, man. Peep it. How else was anybody gonna be able to creep in between all them cars and get close to Pac and Suge and clap him like that? Frank Alexander was in on the tank, boxed him in, all that shit, man. Real shit. Now, let's skeet forward. Kevin Gaines. Look, we need the heat was falling back on Suge too much, like as if Suge planned it, and they didn't want that because they knew that the government would seize death row based on that. They knew that, so now they had to kind of protect Suge just enough to keep him from being seized by, you know what I'm saying, the federal government, and then at the same time being hit with murder charges for Tupac's death because Suge was really innocent in that. He really didn't have nothing to do with that. They was actually trying to kill him too. But he didn't know any of that shit. Suge was dumb, gullible, and unsuspecting. He was too busy sniffing drawers and getting money to think about all this elaborate shit of killing him and Tupac. You know what I'm saying? He was blinded by the money. And so therefore he got himself clapped, he got his boy clapped, everybody got clapped. Now, while Suge is in jail, they're going to try to cover up their tracks by clapping Puffy and Big, right? But the whole day, Gene Deal said Puff was gone. Where was Puff at? Puff was gone all day. Nobody knew where Puff was at. He took Big's producer with him. It was gone all day. All day. Nobody ever says anything about Paul Alford and Reggie Blaylock. That's because they pretended like they saw who shot Biggie, reported it, and was never implicated on any of the charges of being corrupt cops in LA like all the rest of them niggas from Compton to the LAPD, Rampart to goddamn Inglewood, man. Everybody was corrupt and they was all in on the take. Black police officers got a motherfucking union out there where they all are connected if they in the LA County area. Don't matter if they're in Long Beach, don't matter where the fuck they at. They was unified. They was all working up there at death row anyways. Because of Reggie Wright Jr. He brought all them goddamn pigs up there. They didn't want to say he don't know them, and that's bullshit. Suge said, you, Sharita, David Beck, Perez, all y'all was great friends. But get the fuck out of here with them fucking lies. The reason why we expose Reggie Wright Jr. like this, because this nigga's a fucking pig. This nigga wasn't no thug. This nigga infiltrated real niggas, and he was a fucking detective. So anyways, Reggie Wright Jr., then Big that same night. We think it's Amir Muhammad. That's more tricks to throw everybody off. Why would you even look at David Mack in the first place for Big's murder? Why? Because they was there that night? Because they had on red suits? That's not enough to connect them in it unless you knew that they was the ones that clapped Tupac, man. Because how did they just piece that together? There's no way for them to have connected that together unless they was tipped off to connect that together. The Amir Muhammad shit was to throw them off. You look at Kevin Gaines' face and his structure, you look at Amir Muhammad, and the only person that could have clapped Biggie like that was a police officer, man. Period. It wasn't no Nation of Islam, dude. That's some bullshit. That's a psyop. That was a police officer that shot that man. You could obviously tell it was perfect shots. Pow, 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 pow. Right to the heart. Right to the chest. Biggie got hit with 4 shots, and all 4 shots were fatal. So, the end of the story, Reggie Wright Jr. trying to protect his wife. Now, in the future, 27 years later, he's still upset and angry about it. Somehow, Keefe D got himself caught up with Greg Kading. That was Reggie Wright Jr.'s way in, which Reggie Wright Jr. had got caught up for their case, sending shit out to Memphis. Y'all do the connection from there. somehow, someone is taking the fall for something. Probably to keep his daddy out of jail. That's what Daz Dillinger said. He's making a deal with the FBI to keep his daddy from going to prison. Do the math.